Welcome to this video presentation on resizing images in Photoshop. Photoshop was created in 1987. It was created to be able to produce digital paintings and drawings, videos, animations, and even to work with 3D content. Photoshop is a part of the Adobe Creative Cloud. It's a premier editing tool. It's used to correct exposure of images, to adjust an image's color, lighting. It's used to crop or straighten images, to move subjects within the image, or to transform subjects to new images. For this presentation, we'll focus on resizing the image. Let's look into how you create a new Photoshop document and how to place an image within that document. Before we can even think about resizing an image in Photoshop, we have to create a new file or document in Photoshop and place an image within that file. I'm using the Adobe Photoshop CC 2017 trial version. And after you open the Adobe Photoshop CC trial version, you want to select Start New. When you select Start New, this is the page where you're going to select the canvas or the background for your image. Notice on the right, I'm leaving the width at 11 inches. The height is at 8.5 inches. The orientation for this particular background, I'm leaving in the horizontal position because the image that I plan to place within this backdrop is horizontal in nature. I'm leaving it at a 300 resolution or 300 pixels per inch. The color mode I'm leaving at RGB color with an 8-bit. And the background contents I'm leaving at black. Next, select Create. Once the background is created, the next thing you want to do is you want to place the embedded image. To do that, select File, Place Embedded. Then you want to select the image that you'd like to place and click Place. Once the image is placed, select the check mark and the image has been placed within the background. Now that the image has been placed within the background of the Photoshop document, we can take a look at different ways to resize images within Photoshop. One way to resize an image in Photoshop is to use the crop tool. Let's take a look at how that tool can be used. Now that the image has been placed, I have the option to resize the image using the crop tool. Notice on the left side, this is the crop tool option. When I click on it, it brings up a cropping box that I can manually move around to select the area of the image that I'm most interested in capturing. And I can continue to move this, keeping in mind that certain areas of the image I'm trying to capture in these respective squares. And once I'm done moving the image where I want it, I select the checkbox and the image has been cropped. Another way, and I'll undo that cropping, another way I can use the crop tool, and that was the ratio option. Another way is to change this to the W, the width, times height, times resolution option. In this case, I type in the exact width, the exact height, and the exact resolution that I'm interested in. And now I move the image to fit within that resolution. That resolution is big for this smaller picture, so let me change that 7, 5. There we go. And now I can move the image around to fit within this particular cropping area. And when I'm done, I select the checkbox to crop the image. Another way that an image within Photoshop can be resized is using the rectangular Marquee tool. Let's take a look at how that tool can be used to resize an image in Photoshop. Another option I have to resize this image is to use the rectangular Marquee tool, and that's this tool on the tool menu to the left. Once you click on it, you'll notice that you have this four-way box, and you can press and hold this down to select the area of the image that you would like to capture. Once you've selected the image, the area of the image that you'd like to capture, you click Image and Crop. And then it zooms in on that particular part of the image. Another feature within Photoshop that allows us to resize the image is the image sizing function. Let's take a look at how that function works. Now I would like to resize the image so that it's a bit larger and that it fits on a larger piece of paper for printing. To do that, I want to select Image, Image Size. Notice that this dialog box comes up. It gives me a preview of the image. This is at 100%. I can lower that down so I can see more of the image in my preview. The image size right now is 1.53 M with 100% by 100% dimensions. I'd like it to fit the original size of the image, and notice that I have the constraint box checked so that as I'm altering the width or the height, it automatically adjusts based on the actual regular, normal, original dimensions of the image. The resolution is still set to 300. The resample of the image is automatic. And I'm actually going to make the width at 7 so that it's a little bigger. And then I'm going to press OK. And notice now that the image has been resized and it's a bit bigger than the original smaller image that we were previewing. For even more information on resizing images in Photoshop, take a look at this website, https://helppx.adobe.com, Photoshop, using resizing-image.html. Now that you've had a chance to look at 3 different ways, 4 different ways, 3 different ways to resize an image in Photoshop, let's do an activity where you actually resize an image. Go ahead and open the Photoshop application on your desktop and follow these directives to complete this activity. Once you've followed these directives, then you'll know how to resize an image in Photoshop.